Hey, how you guys doing out there today? This is Stephen Jimenez from the Roto Beast team, and I'm here to present you our NFL Week 6 wide receiver picks. As always, if you want to watch our full video, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel at Roto Beast. And if you want to play the actual lineups that we're playing this weekend, please visit our website at www.rotobeast.net. Today's Thursday. I already sent out all of our lineups for tonight's slate for Fanduel and DraftKings. The lineups look fire. I really like this week. I'm going to be betting heavy this week. I feel like I have a solid core. Let's get NFL money this week. So let's jump into our wide receiver picks. I'm going to start off from the highest, and I'm going to work my way down. And I'll have to let you know who I feel is more cash game viable and who is more GBP viable. So we'll start with Antonio Brown. The guy, he's just good, plain and simple. The last couple years, he's had, the top fantasy numbers. The guy is just a fantasy monster for wide receivers. That's one of the reasons why he gets picked in the top 5 every single year in your fantasy drafts. He goes against the Chiefs this week. It's a little bit more of a tougher matchup. It all depends on if he's going to get manned up by Marcus Peters, or if they're going to kind of just play him depending on, what side he's on, or if he's in the slot or whatnot. So that depends a lot. But like I said, the guy's just good. He has just as high of a ceiling as anybody else in the league. The Chiefs, they have a decent defense, but they're 22nd versus wide receiver ones. Big Ben, he struggled last week. I feel like he was embarrassed, and I feel like he's going to do everything he can to bounce back this week and have a great game. And how's Big Ben going to have a big game without his top receiver in Antonio Brown? We've seen Big Ben force it to Antonio Brown over and over and over again. And like I said, it just depends on how he's going to get defended, if he's going to get, completely shadowed by Peters or whatnot. But I think he's a great GPP play this week. Antonio Brown, he looks very good. Next, I'm going to go to a guy that I think he's going to be very, very under-owned, and I feel like it's not right. You have Julio Jones. He was on the injury report this week, so that's going to scare a lot of people off. But he's going against the Dolphins. It's a great matchup. The Falcons have the highest implied total this week at 28.8 points. The guy, he's 800 less than Antonio Brown, and he has the same upside as Antonio Brown. I really like him. He's due. He hasn't had a monster game this year, and he's due for that game, and I could definitely see it being this week. I gotta like Julio a lot. I think he's gonna be my sleeper, higher end pick. I really like him. I have him in my cash games. People aren't gonna go that route, but I just think he's a solid play this week. Julio looks really good. Next, we'll go to this guy. I think this guy's going to be ultimate chalk, but, it's for a reason. You got Hopkins going against the Browns. The dude is just getting massive targets, plain and simple. The Browns, they're dead last in the league at guard and wide receiver ones, and Hopkins is a very good wide receiver one. He's 1,200 less than Antonio Brown, and he's been just as good, if not better, of a fantasy wide receiver this year based on the targets that he's been getting. Now he's with Watson, who's been great the last couple games. He's looking for Hopkins over and over and over again. So I think that Hopkins is definitely going to be chalk, but he's chalk for a reason. I think he's a great play this week. He gets massive red zone targets. Last week he had only 4 or 5 catches, but 3 of them were touchdowns. I'll take that any day of the week. Forget the 7 catches for 60 yards. I'll take 4 catches for 3 touchdowns. That's massive. So I think he's the top wide receiver this week. And Hopkins, I really like the guy a lot. Next, I think this guy is a staple cash game play this week. You got Allen for the Chargers going against the Raiders. The Raiders have been bad this week against the pass. Plain and simple. He got 12 targets last week when he was getting covered by Jenkins for the Giants, who is a top cornerback. So that shows you that Phillip Rivers doesn't care. He's going to throw the ball to Allen a lot, and he's going to force it in there no matter what. Allen had 5 red zone targets, 5 touchdown on targets last week. He couldn't convert any of them, but it's very, very positive to see those targets there. I gotta love Allen this week against the Raiders. Like I said, they suck against the pass. I think that the Chargers are going to sneak out and win this week if Derek Carr continues to sit out. So I really like Allen this week as a cash game play at only 7,200 on FanDuel. Next, I'll go to Hogan for the Patriots going against the Jets. I think he's a little bit more of a GPP play, but I could see you putting him in your cash games. If Gronk doesn't play, that just boosts his value up even more. He could have another big game. He's going to get those Gronk targets. He's Brady's new favorite target this year. That's pretty, apparent, definitely. I just feel like the price is a little bit too high at 7,500 on FanDuel when he was just 6,000 a week or two ago. But I understand the price jump in general, The guy's getting massive red zone targets. He's getting almost all of the Patriots' red zone targets that are being thrown in the air. So I do like this guy. Like I said, I just feel he's a little bit more touchdown dependent. The only reason I would say he's a little bit more of a GPP play. And next we'll go to this guy. I think this guy's going to be very, very popular, and he's probably going to be very owned this week. But you know what? I've rolled the dice with him 3 times already this year, and every single time he's busted on me, and I'm just not going to do it this week. I like my lineup very good, for today, where I could just fade this guy. If he goes off, oh well. But you got Fitzgerald going against the Buccaneers. I think he's, like I said, he's going to be very popular, but he's let me down 3 times already, and the one game he did good was the day that it was a Monday night game, so you couldn't even play him. So I'm telling you, this guy's going to be popular. I just don't like him. But, he definitely has the upside, plain and simple. We know that. Fitzgerald, he got 20-something points on the game that he did go off. But he went off one time in 5 games. In 4 of the 5 games, he's had great matchups. So I don't care for Fitzgerald, but I do think he's a decent play. He's fairly priced at 6,700 on FanDuel. So it's somebody that you could look into. Lastly, I'm just going to throw this guy out there. I'm not super crazy high on him, but I like him. Michael Thomas for the Saints. The guy's a little bit, pricey, but he's been good. And he's Drew Brees' favorite target, no doubt. I think it's going to be a shootout between Drew Brees and Matthew Stafford this week, and I like Thomas. I think he could have a great game this week. But like I said, he's more expensive than Hopkins, so I'm definitely going to go with Hopkins before him. And he's more expensive than Julio Jones, and I'm going to go with Julio Jones. But he's a sneaky low-owned. He's going to be low-owned. He's a sneaky GPP play. Him and Breeze, the combination paired together for a GPP line, I think it could definitely work. It could definitely, make some money this week. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at for wide receivers. I like Antonio Brown. I like Julio Jones. I like Hopkins. I like Chris Hogan. I like Allen for the Chargers, and I like Larry Fitzgerald. And then, as a sneaky play, I like Michael Thomas. So that's kind of where I'm at for my wide receivers this week. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button below. If there's some other guys that you're considering or questions about guys that I'm talking about that's kind of worrying you, please leave a comment below and we could definitely discuss it. And I'll be back tomorrow with my tight end plays, all right? So thanks for watching, and hey, let's make some money this week. Later.